What is up, guys? Handyman Sam here, and today I'm going to show you how to change out the fuel filter on a 1995 Saturn SL1. The first thing we want to do is take out the fuel pump relay. That's located right here, or this box right here. Next, we'll want to start the car and run it till it dies. Okay, so it won't even start anyway. Next, we'll want to start to get access to the actual fuel filter, which, if you look down in here, see that cylindrical round looking thing? That is the fuel filter itself right there. So I'm going to start taking off things like this air duct, and we'll go from there. So essentially what I've done is I took a clamp to crimp this together so I can take this off, and then also there are 4 clips here that releases this. So this is mainly what the entire assembly looks like. That's what we just saw down there, and then it routes up here, which is what this hose is coming from here. Right there. See that connection, that greenish clear looking connection? That's what we'd have to remove. But it goes underneath this hose, comes back across, and goes straight down to the center of the cylinder, the fuel filter. To get easier access down there, and so I can more easily take off the clip on this side down there, I'm going to be removing the battery, which it's not held on by much, just a bolt here and here, and I may not even have to remove this one here. Both of these bolts take a 10mm socket. Comes off. There's just a little stud there, and see, it's already so loose that I didn't even have to mess with that one. But first we'll want to remove the negative battery cable. This one's an 8mm. Then we'll remove our positive, which is also 8mm. Okay, so then we'll move our bracket aside, pull out our battery. Push our cables kind of out of the way, and I'll go ahead and take out this last bolt temporarily. So now we have a lot more room to be able to get down in here toward our filter. So what we'll want to do is take our thumb on this side and then pointer finger on this back side here. See right there? See how it folds in? You can almost do it with one, but I have to do both. Squeeze in and pull this out at the same time. See how it's releasing? If you need pliers, you can use that, but there's going to be some fuel spillage as you pull out, so get something ready to catch. So what you'll notice is on the new one has a little clip, which is exactly like that one, except you want to take the old one off. You also don't have to worry about breaking the clip either, because you got the new one, so just pull it back. Yeah, there we go. So now we'll want to clean this off a little. Now that we have that cleaned off, this side is separated. Now we need to go down here and get that clip right there. So the same method as before is squeezing that clip with the finger and thumb. So again, this is what it looks like. Take off this protective cap. So that's the clip. So it'll be squeezing this side and over here. What I'm gonna do first though, before we take off that clip, is take off these 2 10mm nuts. That way the actual filter can pull off from the line when we squeeze that clip. If If you have a smaller ratchet or a small screwdriver, I would suggest using it at this point because it is a somewhat tight space. Here's one. There's number 2. And you should get a new pair of these retaining nuts in the bag with your purchase of the fuel filter. It is near impossible to try to film while getting the clip off, but I pinched it enough to where it is literally coming off at this point. See, you can see how it's coming out just like up top here where we did the other clip. But all I have to do at this point is pull back. But when you're pinching it, you need to pull back on the filter, but to be able to pull back, you need to make sure that it is off of the studs that we just took the retainers off of, or else it's not going to pull back because it'll still be in the holes. So I'm just going to pull back while also pulling back against the line, and it just pulled out. There's some gasoline. So see, we're free now. So now if you look on here, you'll see that there's slots for the other lines and stuff to be going through. So before you really try to yank it out, be sure to pull the lines out from the grooves. So there's one, and there's the other. Okay, so I kind of move this hose up and out a little, and then now I can just be sure not to be rubbing against your other hoses too much. So pull this out. Point it kind of upward. Get this hose too. Spill as least as possible. So there's our old one on the bottom, and then there's our new one up top. So there is our line right there. Make sure that's clean before we plug in our new one. If you look over against the wall, you see those dusted off places. That's the 2 lines that were inside of the groove. So now what I'd suggest doing is, since this is going to be pointed down like this and the hose will be running up like that, I'd suggest putting this hose down here first like this, running it back up and through this way. Okay, so it's basically in position. Now we need to run this guy down through here, making sure not to get it dirty. Being careful not to bend the hose too much. So it's basically in position. What we have to do now is reach down with our left hand, or right, whichever you prefer, and find the fuel line, which is right here for me. Pull it up as far as I can. Maybe even prop it up on this line, just as long as it goes above. Alright. This is the part where it snaps. Ready? Snap. Should hear that little snap there. Now, I swear I can't keep this thing focused. We want to get our lines back in. So you see this bottom one? Make sure the rubber sleeve, that you're not trying to get that in there, because that'll never go in there. If you can, take your fingers and just pop it in there. Doesn't want to go easy, does it? Pretty much have to have 2 hands for that part. But as you can see, I have both our hoses in there. and it did click real hard. It's like really hard to push it in, but once you have it in, it's in. So next, we'll go above this line. We'll pop our studs in, like so, except don't be fooled like I just was, and then miss a stud. So make sure it's slid down far enough. That way you can get both. So now we'll put those new retainers on. Okay, I found out that you can try again, but screwing them on there, trying to on the studs without opening this hole at least a little bit, you're not gonna ever get them on there. So I kind of came up with something. Just kind of set them on this little post here from the battery retainer. Set your screwdriver or whatever on top like that, and then just take a hammer and lightly tap just where the hole is just a little bit bigger, and keep doing it to where it's just a tiny bit bigger, not too big. See, it's just a little bit bigger than it was, but should be able to get it on now. Give it a little shake, make sure it's secured. Yep. So all we have left is putting in this line onto there. We'll want to take our white clip, put it over the top of this one till it clicks like that, and then simply popping this over, but making sure that the clips line up with the holes, like so, and it's not moving. Okay, so that's it pretty much installed. Now we'll get our stuff out from the battery tray. Put our battery back in. Bring our bracket back. I'd suggest putting in that bolt first, and then this one, and then finally the one down here. Okay, then we'll plug back in positive side of the battery. Then we'll do the same for our negative. We'll clamp down that bracket. Move this back over here. There we go. Release the clamp. And make sure that the air box is lined back up over the filter. Pop those back over. And just kind of check over the engine bay. Make sure you didn't leave anything anywhere. Put our fuse back in. Alright, let's start her up. Turn the key a few times. But anyway, guys, that's my video for today. I hope that helped some of you guys out there who are in the same situation as I'm in. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.